Seal to Silver coming for you. Con gameplay, storie e review, la noia non c'è più. Dai, tuffati anche tu nel mondo di Sion.
Salve a tutti cari amici e bentornati o benvenuti se è la prima volta sul mio canale. Dunque siamo nuovamente su GreedFall e questo dovrebbe essere il nostro 25esimo, ovviamente se i calcoli sono esatti, episodio ragazzi. Se li ho sbagliati, amen, vada come vada, chi se ne frega, come si dice, ma soprattutto cosa importante, non lo faccio da un po' di episodi, bene o male dal 16esimo se ricordo bene, o dal 15esimo non lo faccio. Voglio suggerirvi il canale di un caro amico, appunto, di Miticaccio, ragazzi, qua riaperto da poco qui su YouTube, ho visto, lui si è spostato in grande parte su Twitch, insomma sta ricaricando su YouTube le sue live, soprattutto in questo periodo ho notato che sta facendo Red Dead Redemption 2 che è un totale capolavoro di gioco ragazzi, quindi io vi consiglio di andare immediatamente sul suo canale, visionare quello che fa, iscrivervi, supportatelo e facciamolo tornare su con i numeri ragazzi, perché è un grande amico, soprattutto merita veramente molto perché è davvero bravo in quello che fa, quindi mi raccomando tutti sul canale di Miticaccio a vedere i suoi lavori, noi e seguite ovviamente anche su Twitch. Ci ho detto ragazzi, noi cosa facciamo? Ci giriamo, andiamo appunto a vedere, di parlare con la madre di Bran, il cui nome è abbastanza strambo, Vinval, ecco qui, parliamo con lei per l'antidoto.
What do you want?
Allora, chiedile di lei.
What can you tell me about Lair, your former leader?
He is a man of peace. Some people dislike him, not me. Everything he did to save the village. But I think the mind shakers made him forget what we are. He almost speaks like them now.
Chiediamole un antidoto per Fidelis.
I have come to ask for your help. Lair told me you know about remedies.
I do know a few of them. I have learned about plants. I used to want to become a Donegad.
One of the researchers came back wounded from the expedition. Apparently he was bitten by a creature of the swamp.
And now he has the Llewellyn fever. We have a good knowledge about this affliction. He will die if he does not receive proper treatment.
Do you know which antidote should be given to him?
Yes. These priests are idiots. They could have asked for our help, but they treat us like children. You are different. And you have allowed my son to join a new clan. So, I will give you the potion to cure the priest. Wait a moment. Make him drink this remedy and he'll get better.
Thank you, Vindwal.
Allora, come vedete, aver risparmiato il figlio ed aver tenuto una buona reputazione con gli isolani è servito veramente tanto, perché adesso lei ci ha regalato gratuitamente la pozione per curare Fidelis.
Where am I?
You are in Eden. You're safe.
Was I unconscious for a long time? The other members of the expedition, they are in danger. The swamp is so hostile. We weren't prepared for it. Some of our people have disappeared.
What caused these wounds?
A nightmarish creature. The swamp is full of them. A colleague and I had left to fetch some help when we were attacked. I managed to run away, but I don't know what happened to him. As for those who are at the camp, you must go help them.
Show me the location of your colleagues on the map. I will join them.
There. Please, hurry.
Thank you. You should rest now.
Allora ragazzi, trova accampamento dei teologi, la missione prosegue, le missioni di GreedFall sono veramente lunghe ragazzi, l'esperienza ce la fanno davvero sudare, credetemi, e credo che il gioco poi a livello di quest principale sarà ancora molto ma molto lungo. Allora, una cassa, scusate, andiamo al contenuto. Danni elementari come preparati ci servono, quindi io farei un viaggio rapido viaggia per Vedvie. Mamma mia che nomi, sti indigeni. Trova l'accampamento dei teologi, vai. 5 ore e 47 minuti. Facciamo il nostro solito step all'accampamento, come ben sapete, che ci permette di vendere, cambiare compagni, quello che vogliamo. E ora partiamo per il vero caricamento di questa zona. Dunque, vediamo il da farsi. Ok, allora, eccoci arrivati. Vediamo dove dobbiamo indagare. Dobbiamo indagare in questa zona. Quindi come ci arriviamo? Probabilmente adesso il passaggio qui è aperto. Originariamente, ragazzi, è chiuso la prima volta che venite, ma magari adesso la missione ci ha aperto il passaggio. Esatto, guardate, il passaggio sembra
I do not
aperto.
remember there being a path in this place the last time we came.
Look, this is a passage that was forced upon nature by men. The beasts must have become restless. They do not appreciate it when their living space is disturbed.
Allora, stiamo totalmente sbagliando strada, però il nostro De Sardet ha detto che il passaggio era chiuso l'ultima volta che sono stati. Guardate, abbiamo un indizio. Allora, cadavere del cittadino di Terre, paramenti di feltro, l'anello dell'Inquisizione che potrei equipaggiarlo a Petrus, ma so che è un anello migliore. Quindi gli anelli della magia ancora non li posso usare. Guardate qua, un forziere. Ok. Giustamente il passaggio era chiuso, quindi non avevo esplorato la zona con, come si chiama, con il forziere. Forse qui succederà qualcosa.
Hey, what's happening here? I could hear you from miles away.
Your Excellency, I'm so happy to see you. You arrive right on time to settle this matter.
How did you manage to find us in the middle of this swamp?
Brother Fidelis managed to reach Eden. He's the one who told us where your camp was.
But he didn't leave alone. What happened to Father Orbricus, who was accompanying him?
He must be dead, like our other companions. This is all your fault. This is yet more proof that you are not fit to lead such a team. I should be the one in charge.
Maybe you should calm down and explain to me what's happening here.
This expedition was undertaken with no concern for common sense. We are not equipped to explore this type of place. Our people are disappearing, and all we have found are some falsified writings.
Brother Vergil is terrified, which probably explains why he is being so disingenuous. We have made incredible discoveries, and we could find more.
You are beyond redemption. I won't waste another second talking to you. If you want to talk to me, Your Excellency, it will have to be without her.
How charming.
Allora, con chi possiamo parlare? Con sorella.
Your Excellency, I hope you will forgive us for that scene. My relations with Vergil have always been difficult. But ever since we arrived here, it has been unbearable. I'm afraid we may need an arbiter.
Before anything else, I need to know what led to this situation between you.
What would you like to know?
Allora, le ragioni della disputa.
For what reason were you quarreling?
The expedition itself, I'm afraid. Vergil was always against it, especially under my supervision. For him, our discoveries in Eden were sufficient. They confirmed what he wanted. The rest did not matter. According to him, we should never have continued. And when we found new tablets, it became even worse.
Were they also written by Saint Matthias?
Without a doubt. The handwriting is the same. There are also some patterns, some islander symbols. It's fascinating. But what really angers Vergil is the content we managed to decipher. Our founder explains that he learned a lot from the islanders. Something our brother cannot accept. He now persists in saying that these tablets are fake, forged by the natives themselves.
Chiedile dei membri mancanti della spedizione.
Brother Fidelis told me that several members of the expedition have disappeared.
Yes, that's why he left along with Father Orbricus to fetch some help. 3 more of our colleagues are missing. And I'm not even talking about the ones who fell ill. I must admit that I underestimated the hardships we would encounter. I made a mistake. I should have prepared this expedition more thoroughly. But Vergil's being disingenuous does not help.
And no one has searched for those who are missing.
I wanted us to search for them, but someone later convinced me that it presented too much of a risk. Along with lack of preparation, our constantly decreasing number, and creatures swarming the area.
And by someone, I suppose you mean Brother Vergil.
Indeed.
I'm thankful for these pieces of information, but you understand that I will also have to talk to Brother Vergil.
Of course, that's understandable. You must hear us both before you can make a decision.
Allora, vediamo. Dunque, con chi possiamo parlare adesso? Fratello Vergil è là in alto. Deve essere una strada di qui che ci porta su.
Brother Vergil,
What do you want?
Chiedigli la ragione della loro disputa.
can you explain to me what caused such a quarrel?
The reason for it is very simple. It is Eugenia's folly. This woman should never have been the supervisor of our team. The discoveries made in Eden were sufficient, but no. She didn't want to stop the research. She organized this expedition in a hurry, without taking elementary precautions, and now she's accepting as facts the delirious writings we discovered on these tablets, without doubting them for even 1 second.
What do you mean?
We found some new tablets, allegedly written by Saint Matthias, but their content is so absurd that they were obviously forged. I am certain that the natives must have found these stones before us and modified their content.
How would they have done that? The natives cannot write.
They must have been helped by an unscrupulous settler. How would I know?
Chiedigli dei membri mancanti della spedizione.
Brother Fidelis told me that some of your colleagues went missing. Do you know anything about this?
They did not go missing. They were killed. There was the wild beasts, the diseases, and let's not forget the savages. We can feel their presence, roaming around the camp at night. I am certain that they are responsible for the death of our colleagues.
That's strange. There aren't many villages around here.
There aren't any. There are a few hermits, but they are not fighters. And they have better things to do than roam around their camp at night.
We have been in this region before, and the only native we met was a little insane but would have been incapable of killing several priests.
Those savages may very well have been following us since our departure. We will not be safe on this island until it is entirely converted.
I see. So, you haven't tried to find your colleagues?
So we can die as well. I am not as crazy as Sister Eugenia.
I cannot take sides in your quarrel for now. And, in any case, it is not what matters the most. Even if you think they are dead, we have to try finding your colleagues.
Well, if you are prepared to take such a risk, I can only commend you for your bravery and wish you luck. But I would not get my hopes up. You should start by searching the excavation site. To get there, take the path south of here. But be careful. The creatures that roam the area are ruthless.
Ok, allora ragazzi, avete sentito e abbiamo del lavoro da fare. Dobbiamo trovare i membri scomparsi della spedizione. Dobbiamo cercare in quest'area e in quest'altra area. E poi qua ci sarà qualcosa che dobbiamo scoprire. Quindi io comincerò a scoprire il punto di domanda che ancora non avevo scoperto in questa zona. Perché come ho già detto ero già stato io in questa zona. Ed è un fuoco da campo, ragazzi, quindi allestiamo l'accampamento. Ce ne rimane ancora uno in questa zona da allestire. C'è anche un trofeo sull'allestire tutti i fuochi da campo, che dobbiamo fare. Quindi. Allora, una zona da indagare è questa, guardate. Scendi. dovrebbe esserci una grotta qua giù. No, semplicemente dei fossili e il corpo, scienza livello 2. Purtroppo solo il livello 1 dato dall'armatura.
This man's skull is sunken, but he doesn't look like he was in a fight. Could he have fallen?
If that were the case, there would be other marks of impact on his body. No. He was struck with an object to the back of the head. Given the shape of the wound, it was inflicted with a metal mace.
Sempre si è rodata Afra, ragazzi. Quindi, sostanzialmente possiamo fare altro.
This man's skull is sunken, but he doesn't look like he was in a fight.
Dice la stessa cosa di prima.
Could he have fallen?
If that were the case, there would be
Però,
other marks of
io non sapevo che
impact on
avrebbe
his
detto
body. No.
comunque ci
He was
stracca
struck with an object to the
la
back of the head.
posizione, anche se lui è
Given
sempre
the shape of the
esaminabile.
wound, it was inflicted with a metal mace.
Quindi in teoria abbiamo... Io scienza livello 1 ce l'ho perché ho messo il badge sull'armatura. Perché potete mettere dei badge che vi alzano determinate cose. Io ho quella specie di ampolla lì che mi alza i nemici lì, prendiamo il furtivo. Prendimelo il furtivo. Vai! Abbiamo usato la nostra trappola esplosiva. Ne ho altre 29 da usare di trappole, ragazzi. Quindi non ci sono problemi riguardo alle trappole. Fanno veramente male, spaccano totalmente la corazza del nemico, E questa è una buonissima cosa. Penso che di aver fatto la mia scelta, ricordate che la build era tuttora aperta, no? E di andare sulle ampolle, sul lancio di bombe. Questi ci hanno visti. Potremmo sfruttare il trappo, ragazzi. Adesso andiamo tutti avanti. Ok, disarmiamo le nostre trappole. Qui c'è un altro accampamento, come vedete. Vediamo se c'è qualcosa da lottare. No. Ma anche qui abbiamo un morto. Purtroppo anche qui abbiamo la scienza di livello 2, ma esaminiamolo. Afra
This
forse
poor
farà
soul was
il
almost
resto.
entirely devoured. He must have been killed by swamp animals.
Indeed, he was devoured, but he was already dead. There is a mark here, on the bones, that could only have resulted from the strike of a cutting weapon.
You're right. He was stabbed before being fed to the animals. But anyone could have used such a blade.
Ragazzi, allora, ne abbiamo uno morto per via dei danni di arma contundente e per danni taglienti ne abbiamo un altro, che poi è stato dato in pasto alle belle. Ricordiamoci di queste cose. Allora, dobbiamo andare qua, quindi possiamo passare da questa zona. Allora, qui è dove eravamo prima. Potevamo anche scendere, come vedete. Ok, venite avanti. Niente rapido.
These fang marks are impressive. The poor man didn't have a chance. He must have been attacked by a large reptile. Most likely a Lowola.
Hold on. Do you see these iridescent marks on his skin? They look like the marks that the priest's spells leave on their victims. I've seen them many times before.
But what was he doing alone so far from camp? It seems obvious now that these disappearances were orchestrated.
The deaths of these people were a deception. Only the Renaigse are deceitful enough to do such a thing. They kill each other and accuse my people. This Vergil, he wants to push aside this woman at all cost. He must be the culprit.
Indeed. I think that we should go find this brother and ask for an explanation.
Ragazzi, il voto di Siora vale doppio, quindi il colpevole è Vergil, basta. Ora stavamo sbagliando nuovamente strada, quindi proviamo a seguire questa qua e vedere se torniamo rapidamente alla zona dell'accampamento. Fatemi vedere, sì, dobbiamo fare tutto il giro più lungo, ma direttamente dal fuoco da campo, ma va bene. Tanto mi sono esplorato tutta una nuova zona, signori. Non che sia un problema, eh. Allora, stiamo sbagliando a ripetizione zona. Perché, signori, è sempre così difficile seguire le mappe di GreedFall. Dunque, una volta arrivati qua proviamo a passare qua sotto. Vedo delle barricate. Potrebbe essere il nostro accampamento. Sì, andiamo a parlare con Vergil. Ma Siora ha detto che è colpevole, quindi è colpevole. Via, il suo voto vale doppio. Ripeto, e sottoscrivo.
Brother Vergil.
Your Excellency, weren't you supposed to be looking for our colleagues?
Indeed.
Chiedi spiegazioni sull'uccisione dei ricercatori.
I regret to say that they are indeed all dead.
I knew it. What a waste. Eugenia and her recklessness are to blame for this.
I'm afraid someone else is responsible for this. These deaths are not accidental, and yet they were disguised as such.
The savages. Their thirst for blood is unquenchable. I knew we should never have come without an escort.
Watch your tongue, priest. Our people have no need to hide when they protect their land. Only the Renaigse are deceitful enough to disguise a death.
Who else could it be?
Someone who desperately wanted this expedition to fail. Does that remind you of anyone?
Fine. You unmasked me. But know that my cause is righteous. The Ordo Luminis sent me to keep an eye on this expedition, to ensure that the discoveries we made would not jeopardize our nation or our presence on this island. But the inscriptions on the tablets are a heresy, a dangerous manipulation. Can you imagine what would happen if it was said that our founder listened to the teachings of the natives? But even then, foolish Eugenia accepted these discoveries as truth, without any hesitation, without realizing that our entire nation could suffer because of it. So yes, I wanted to scare her.
I understand that you might want to protect your nation, but to go as far as assassinating several of your colleagues...
Come now. What would you do if someone were threatening the congregation? You cannot make me believe that you would not be willing to kill. You may have already done so. But since you want to avoid using violence, help me convince Eugenia to go back to Eden. My colleagues and I know how to sort through these discoveries. And you will be rewarded, of course.
This Renaigse tried to blame my people for these crimes. The priests would have wanted to punish them, and innocent people would have died. He must answer for his treachery.
Allora, rivela a tutti ciò che è successo.
It seems to me that all members of this expedition are concerned. They should decide on what to do next.
Allora, rivela la verità al resto della spedizione.
Everybody listen. Alas, I must inform you that I have found the dead bodies of your missing colleagues.
How awful. What happened to them?
Someone wanted us to believe that they were killed by some swamp animals, but it was all staged. Your colleagues were murdered, and their bodies abandoned to the creatures.
What? But why do such a thing? And who murdered them?
Brother Vergil confessed to his crimes in front of me.
Monster! You will pay for these crimes. These people you killed were our brothers, our friends.
You stupid goose. You really believe that I will let you pass judgment on me? You shouldn't have been so quick to accept these lies that could destroy our nation, and want to reveal them for all to hear. You are solely responsible for these deaths.
How dare you present yourself as the protector of our nation? Murderer!
Pare! You think you know how to fight?
Allora ragazzi, raccogliamo tutto e parliamo con sorella Eugenia.
I'm sorry, sister. Brother Vergil fled during the battle.
The coward. And naturally, his accomplices fled along with him. What a waste. So many people died.
Perhaps I shouldn't have revealed his crimes in front of everyone, but I thought it was the best way of ensuring he would be judged.
Considering how high tensions have been these last few days, a fight was inevitable, alas. But you did what you thought was fair. Here, take this, as a token of gratitude for shedding light on these dismal events. Alas, we will have to go back to Eden as well. There are too few of us to continue the research.
Were you hoping to discover more?
Of course. This place was but a single step in St. Matthias's journey. The last tablets speak of a journey northbound, further up in the swamp. But even if Vergil is no longer a threat, we are not sufficiently well equipped to go there.
We could go there for you if you wish. You just have to tell us where to look.
That would be marvelous. Of course, you would have to start from the excavation site where he wrote this. I think I noticed a path going north when I was there, actually. Look for any traces of life. Perhaps you will be lucky enough to find more of his writings. That would be fantastic.
Don't worry. I will conduct this research and come find you here if I uncover anything.
Allora ragazzi, abbiamo perso reputazione con Telen, ma era la cosa giusta da fare. Mettere alla luce il malvagio, appunto, piano di fratello Vergil, perché comunque ragazzi sapete che si gioca sempre di ruolo, e la missione continua, quindi andiamo a seguire le orme di San Matteo, quindi a questo punto non è finita assolutamente qua. Raccogliamo nuovi equipaggiamenti che avrò modo di andare a vedere io se sono migliori o peggiori di quelli che già possediamo, e io non forzerei oltre la mano ragazzi e vi saluterei qui. Dunque vi ricordo, se vi è piaciuto l'episodio vi chiedo come sempre di lasciarmi un pollicione in su, che aiuta un casino il canale per via degli algoritmi e tutto qua su YouTube, ma soprattutto vi ricordo, iscrivetevi al canale, mi farebbe molto piacere, soprattutto tramite notifica sareste sempre aggiornati quando vi carico un nuovo contenuto. Vi ricordo, come ho detto a inizio video, con miniatura video in questo momento se riesco ad andarci giù bene, il canale del mio amico Miticaccio che ha riaperto qui su YouTube e che streama giornalmente su Twitch. Quindi in questo periodo sto facendo Red Dead Redemption, un autentico capolavoro, e vi invito ad andare tutti da lui a vedere quello che sta facendo e ovviamente seguirlo anche su Twitch. Noi ci vediamo come sempre alla prossima ragazzi e vi ringrazio di aver visto il mio video per un'ennesima volta. Ciao ciao a tutti!